Hello everyone! Windows 11 is getting the feature that can back broken updates automatically. It sounds fantastic, and I can't wait for my PC to roll itself back to the Windows XP and ask me to install Flash Player again. So let's do the news. Microsoft announced a new feature called the Cloud Initiated Driven Recovery after the years the Windows update doing whatever the hell it wants to people drivers. The system is supposed to detect the broken drivers, send rollback instruction through the Windows update, and reinstall a working version automatically before your PC completely falls apart. Most importantly, Microsoft says it will confirm there are actually a good driver available before removing the broken one. So they forgot the couple times already. Apparently, this is a mint to the deal with the bad drivers breaking things like the audio, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, displays, and other stuff that you normally want to your computer to have. And honestly, Windows Update has built such a reputation over the years that every Restart Now button feels like the bit threatening. Like you are not installing updates, you are spinning the wheels. Microsoft says the feature is in testing right now and should officially launch in September 2026, hopefully on the purpose. Thousands of Samsung workers are preparing to go on the strike on the next week, and DDR4 prices have already jumped at launch around the 20% in the anticipation. Which is cool. Of course we love this. Apparently, the dispute is over bonuses after the Samsung huge profits from the all AI-driven memory demand happening right now. Samsung offering workers 10% of operation profits plus one-time payment worth around the $340,000. This sounds insane until you look to the Skinix, where employees are repeatedly pulling it even bigger bonus payments. So now, Samsung workers are basically looking over the fence going, wait a second. Negotiation reportedly collapsed earlier this week, and Samsung has already started winding down chip production ahead of the strike. Which is not ideal when basically every tech company on the earth is already fighting over memory chips to feed AI servers. Google revealed what it says will eventually replace Chromebooks. The Googlebook. Yes, Googlebook. Apparently, the company looked at the 20 years of having disaster and decided to keep the streak alive. The new devices will run on Google Android based on Aluminium OS, which is currently a code name because even Google knows they can't ship something called aluminium to normal people. Google says that the laptops will run Android apps natively with no emulation, and the hardware partners like the Acer and Lenovo is already on the board, which is actually secondly looking pretty good. Right up, Google started talking about AI again, and the company showed of something called Magic Pointer, which basically summons Gemini whatever you wiggle the cursor over the something. So you can now have over the chart to analyze the data and the point of the something Japanese storefront to get the translation. According to Google, the pointing is the one of the core human interaction. You know this, the pointing, which is interesting because I think this was a conversation or maybe eye contact or any literally something else, but no, Google thinks this is pointing. Thank you. And now, the game news. AMD confirmed that FSR 4.1 is finally coming to the older Radeon cards, which means some of you can stop trying to emotionally justify buying a board new GPU every 6 months. Radeon RX 7000 cards are getting the update this July, with the support of more than 300 games right away. And RX 6000 owners haven't been forgotten either, although they follow the command in the early 2027 too. Older cards will take the bigger performance hit compared to the newer 9000 series because of the hardware difference, but people are just happy to get feature at all. Especially because the PS5 and Xbox Series X use the same RDNA 2 architecture on whole RX 6000 cards, meaning FSR 4 or consoles is now actually possible, so which is a great news for anyone who enjoys free game performance and slightly blurrier times. Meta employers across the whole United States have started organizing protests over the company's new mouse and keyboard tracking software, which is already a sentence that sounds like the true evil. The tool is reportedly meant to log employer activity in order to help train the AI agents. The uncomfortable part is that Meta also plans to use the same AI agents to replace some of those employers later. This is a fantastic workplace energy there. The backlash got even bigger after the Meta announced layoffs while they're contributing to the pour billions into the AI spending. So now, workers in the United States and UK are organizing protests against the company, which might be the most successful example of Meta bringing people together from the years. And somewhere, the Mark Zuckerberg sitting and thinking that he is now the building the future. Of course, the future when the people and the AI agents work separate. Alright, that was the news. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go to update my Windows before Windows updates itself the first. So, see you in the next one.